Hello and welcome to Tapping Tuesday. My name is Fable, and for the next hour, we will be doing tapping together, also known as EFT, emotional freedom techniques, tapping. If that's what you're here for, you made it. Good job. If it's your first time here, welcome. If it is not your first time here, welcome back. I'm so glad to get to spend this time with you. If I'm a little low energy today, but you're getting a lot of it now. We'll see how long it lasts. The flu has been rampant in my family this last week. So, whoo, but we're almost through it. But it does leave me a little bit lower than I typically am here. So I'm very excited to tap with you and kind of get that boost in my immune system. I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of how things are going to go for this hour because it's a little bit different than if you were sitting face to face with a EFT practitioner, and then we'll get right into the tapping. So the way that we communicate is through a live chat, and it's going the entire session. You can feel free to drop in suggestions at any point of things to tap on, and that's generally how these sessions are shaped. I don't come with any pre-planned schedule or topic ideas, unless nobody has anything that they want to put in the chat, then I can pull things out. But otherwise, it's for those of you who are here and the things that are in your way right now, the things that you want to learn how to tap on. Because my number one goal, our number one goal as a company, is to empower you as a tapper. So we want you to gain confidence and knowledge and understanding how you can tap on different things for your own personal life. If you have something that you want to tap on, but it just feels too vulnerable to put it out on a chat to the internet, you can always email me. My email is at the top of the chat. I will also say it out loud. It is Fable, Fable, at EFTuniverse.com. You can email me there. I'll bring it up the next week anonymously. You can still receive the benefit of community support and understanding how to tap about it. Also, if you have questions, I tend to not answer a lot of questions during this live because the intention is for you to experience tapping, not just hear more about it. We have so many clinical studies and all different kinds of coursework. We have all different like testimonials that you can experience on our website, EFTuniverse.com, if you want words. But here we try to do actions just for as long as we can with the time that we have together. When we are doing the tapping, I tend to do it a little bit differently. Now, you're probably used to starting on the hand, and we do, all of the statements here, and then you may start at the top of the head. I know some people start at the eyes, but we have all of the tapping spots, right? And then kind of go through those. I tend to instead stay on one tapping spot for a long time or throughout the entire session. And there's two reasons why I do this. One is because all you need is one acupoint, and then you're good because of the stimulation that it does to the brain. That is what we're looking for in EFT. Now, each acupoint has its own benefit. So if you can't go through all the tapping points, do. But I don't want you to feel forced to follow my cadence or feel like maybe you're not doing it right if you're not going at the same pace that I am. Maybe reaching up to the top of your head is difficult because maybe you have a shoulder issue. Maybe you wear glasses, so the face points, or you have a sinus infection. It's okay for you to adapt as long as you have an acupoint that you are utilizing. And I want you to become familiar with what your body is asking for. So I'm here in case you get lost and you can look at me. But otherwise, I want you to be here focused, not my body, but your body focused, so that you can have that relationship build between your conscious and your subconscious parts of your brain, which is what this is all about. Let's see. I think that covers about everything. Oh, and when we do start to tap, I will choose phrases and statements that are pretty vague. And the reason I do that is because I want to encompass as many things as possible. And I want you to also give yourself permission to become more specific. So you have my full permission to change my wording. So if I say the word afraid and you're like, ooh, but I like fear, great. When I say afraid, You say fear. It just feels like a cheer. Um, or if you're like, well, I'm not feeling fear or afraid, but I'm feeling anger, great. Then substitute that one out. It's okay if you change the meaning as long as it's something that you're experiencing. Okay. I am here to be a guide for you. Please listen to the input that you receive from your own body. Alrighty. With that, I will say hi in the chat. We'll do a quick little grounding to just be in this present moment as much as possible, and we'll get right into the tapping. All right. Hi, Betty. I'm glad that you're here. Okay, would really like to tap on fatigue. That's a good one. We're going straight to bed after the session. Nice. Hi, Danette. Happy you're here too. Oh, thank you. Hi, Mary. Hi, Nancy. Low energy today too. All righty. So another for fatigue. Zarina. Yay, tapping. Oh, thank you very much. I am on my way to feeling better for sure. Hi, Angel. To, I want to do the certification for this so soon. Awesome. If you need information for that, please email me because I can give you what you need to know the dates for that. We're actually going through an open certification right now. So if you're not getting information on that, I want to make sure that you have access to it. EFT looks great to support people. It really is. It's a very beautiful and beneficial way to connect with others. But a 3/3 total lunar eclipse. Yes, that was very cool last night. Angel, may I ask if you know of anyone that has ever had a spiritual experience with EFT tapping? It's interesting, and I'll answer this really fast. It depends on your definition of spiritual, right? Because I think that has to do with perception. Definitely, there's crossover from a spiritual community to the energetic application of EFT. It's neurological, it's biological, but it's also so personal. It's very emotional. There are people who have past life experiences, people who have in the womb, healing. There are things that definitely fall in the spiritual category. So I would say, yes, that happens quite often, but also really depends on how someone would use the term spiritual for themselves. Full blood moon, maybe our energy is low, could be. Snowing again in New England. Oh, well, I'm glad that you're here, Black Scout, and I'm sorry that that's taxing for you. Hello, Joyce. Looking forward to today's session. It will be wonderful. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. And Mary, maybe we can tap on creating positive habits like meditation. Okay, yeah, I love that. Positive habits are a great thing to tap on. And Joy, nice for you to be here too. Oh, feeling so frenzied and overwhelmed. Thank you for that, Joy. And I hope you feel better at the end of the tap. Blast out, also fatigue. Okay, lovely to see you. It's lovely to have you here. And Samantha, hello. Oh, you're so welcome. Important moment each week. Yay. Aw, love back to you. That's such a sweet message. Thank you, Samantha. Alrighty. Well, we've got several strong themes going here. So let's go ahead and ground and get right into it. Oh, hello, Jean. Popped up just now. Good to have you. Alrighty. So for grounding, let's go ahead and just take a breath. You don't have to force it to be deep if that doesn't feel good to you. Okay. Just breathe in whatever way feels good to you and taking an intentional breath. Okay. And out. And now as you breathe, put one hand over your heart and one hand on your belly. And we're just connecting to our body. We're not forcing any sort of awareness or outcome. We're not trying to belly breathe instead of chest breathe. This is just about connection. This is just about saying, hey, with my hands, I'm noticing you, body, and I'm connecting with you. I'm letting you know that right now, my attention to you matters. You matter to me. And right now, you are important. Okay, so we're just connecting with ourselves. We're just creating this circuit between the energy that flows from our hands, flowing back into our body, back into our vital organs, back into where so many of our emotions and our energy is housed. Let's go ahead and take another breath. And as you're holding, just notice what exists in your body under these hands. And you can be literal. You could say, well, my skin, my bones, maybe some tendons, blood vessels, and blood, and my heart, my intestines. Or you could be uh, less literal and say, well, underneath here is my soul. It's my spiritual awareness. It's um, my guiding light. Underneath here is where my frustration is currently housed. Underneath my hands is where I feel, the stuck energy that I'm trying to deal with. So, whatever it is that comes up for you, we're just listening. We're just paying attention, going, what's under here? What is it that my hands are connecting to? Let's take another breath. And now go ahead and release your arms and just kind of trace over your whole body. Just softly, gently. You could do it touching your skin or just around, kind of just out in your aura, which has been scientifically proven. I love to point that out. It's called something different. The not the biofield. They gave it a different answer because they didn't want to call it an aura, but it was confirmed as real and true in the 70s, the 1970s. Alrighty. Nicely done. I saw the chat move, so I'm going to check that, and then we'll get right to our first tap. Angel, what feel-good hormones does EFT tapping release in the body? EFT helps the body recognize that this moment is not dangerous. So it helps the body shift into the parasympathetic response. So what we call rest and digest, which can be a lot of healing. It can be relaxation. If you have breakthroughs, that allow you to feel even better, then there can be, dopamine, serotonin, any signals that match the emotion that you're feeling. Your brain and your body is going to go, oh, well, we're going to release the messages that match this energy, so that we feel what we are expressing. Oh, hugs back. And Karen, hello. Getting my mind ready for breast surgery and recovery while being a care partner. Ooh, looking forward to the flowers. I love that, Karen. Oh, very sweet, Angel. Enjoying the summit. Nice, Joy. Releases cortisol and adrenaline. Yes, Betty, thank you. And out of the body. Okay. All righty. Let's go ahead. Let's focus on fatigue. And I know that there's kind of two opposite ends of the spectrum that have been mentioned of like feeling frantic and frenzy and, more of like too much energy. And fatigue is usually thought of as, too little energy. But the franticness can also be due to fatigue, right? Of there not being enough. And it's this activation of, I have to step into my survival mode because I don't have a healthy place to take this energy from anymore. I don't have a healthy store of, my bucket of, okay, it's fine. I've got this, it's taking a lot of energy, but it's lucky for me. I've got this bucket. The bucket's empty. So now I have to dip into panic mode and I have to dip into my stress hormones to be able to get any of this done because I don't have. So that is another way that you can look at that. It actually has to do with fatigue and recovery and nourishment so that we can internally have what we need to meet the intensity that is external and asking us to be involved. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start tapping. And I'm going to consider phrasing for just a moment. I like the word fatigue. I'm just trying to decide if I want to use it in this circumstance. I like drained of resources. Um, I don't want to use not enough because that tends to go to a different line of thought. I want to keep it more focused on like physical, biological energy, even if emotions are a part of it. I think I'll say worn out. Let's go with worn out because that's more uh, flexible for interpretation. Okay. As I allow myself this space and this time to consider how I'm doing and what I need, I deeply and completely accept myself. And as I allow myself to focus in, I become very aware of how worn out I feel. And even though I don't yet know what to do about feeling so worn out, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. And even though being worn out just causes me more problems, problems that I have to figure out. And I don't like how that feels. I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. It's okay that I'm worn out. I don't like it. I don't want it. But it does make sense. It does make sense that I'm worn out. And maybe parts of me are afraid to talk about it. Maybe parts of me are afraid to admit it and really look at it. Because maybe if I acknowledge how worn out I am, I won't have anything to recover. Even if I'm a little afraid of how worn out I am and I'm avoiding paying attention to it, I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself. And I hold space for answers. Well, yeah, answers would be great. That's exactly what I need. But I wonder what kind of answers are going to help me not be so fatigued? Is it emotional? Is it biological? Is it environmental? Is it everything? Oh, I wonder. As I consider how worn out I am, what other thoughts immediately come to mind? Maybe it's I'm worn out and I don't want to do this. I'm worn out and I'm scared. I'm worn out and I can't be worn out because I'm the only one to do anything. I'm worn out and I'm sad because I feel lonely. As I consider what else I am carrying along with my fatigue, I deeply and completely accept myself. And maybe some of these thoughts, some of these feelings that I feel with fatigue are very valid. And maybe some of them really have to do with perspective. Perspective, worn out, perspective, answers, perspective, solutions, perspective, support. Okay, well, I wonder, what are my current beliefs surrounding support when worn out? Do I believe that I deserve support? Or do I believe I have to do it a certain degree on my own first? Do I believe there's so many other people who need support before I do, who are so much more worthy of it before I could really stand in that line? Do I believe, no, I really could accept it. I really, if it would just show up, I would take it, but it won't show up for me. Hmm. My support, my support. Well, I wonder, when I support others, how does that work? How is it that I've offered support? What are the steps that have made that happen? Well, maybe it's that first I cared about somebody, right? And then I spoke with them, connected with them in some way. And then I learned about what needed support. And then I helped. I wonder, as I desire support, am I willing to be vulnerable and trusting to speak up and share that I need it? Speaking up, speaking my needs, my needs for support, and maybe as I consider speaking up, I mean literally speaking, as in speaking to other people and asking, seeing if they have some time, some resource, something, even if it feels vulnerable and scary. Or maybe I just mean myself and telling myself that it's okay. Holding boundaries for myself and saying, you know what? It's midnight. Leave the dishes, leave the laundry, leave the vacuum, go buy the food that's pre-made instead of cooking. Go cry in the bathtub. And telling myself, allowing myself that permission, that voice to prioritize what will nourish me. Because it may be true that other people would be really helpful right now. And I might even have people that I can ask for help. Or maybe there's an organization I could look into that I could ask for help. But also, maybe I'm the most aware of this situation. And maybe if I give myself permission, I could offer really good ways to feel nourished, to feel relief, to feel loved and acknowledged, even if I've never done it before. Even if it feels weird because no one ever taught me how to do that. But maybe I give it a try. Maybe I just see how it feels. And as I allow myself to explore what it might mean to be my own answer for being worn out and to be open and brave to reach out to others who could help me from being worn out. I deeply and completely accept myself. Worn out. My body. Worn out. My mind. worn out. My solutions, worn out. My options, my curiosities, my movement towards solutions. And maybe this feels like a big request. I give myself permission for it to be so tiny, for it to be so small, but for the outcome of it to be huge. And as I hold space for this, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, pause tapping and take a breath. Now take just a moment and think about how you felt before we started tapping, when you thought of those words worn out and everything attached to that. And compare that to how you feel now. When you think about worn out, does it feel more distant? Does it feel smaller? Do you feel a little bit more empowered? Do you still not maybe like those words, but does your body feel like there's more space? Are you feeling tingly? Were you yawning, sighing, crying, having ideas? Just feel more positive? All of those are signs that your subconscious brain was listening and liked something that you said and is going, oh, well, that's a better template than we currently have. Let's physically create new neurons and connections and start looking at things that way. That is how change happens. Because then your brain starts considering options that it dismissed before. And so you consciously never knew that they existed. So you're literally changing your reality. And that's amazing. So good job. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do next. Okay, I'm just going back through the chat. I see a few new messages. Dopamine, serotonin, the oxytocin, the hormone. I would say so, Angel. I know that there are clinical studies that will be more specific for you. I do not have access to all of my brain thoughts right now. And I definitely don't have, there's like over 100 different clinical studies. I don't have them all memorized. But if you email me, I can help you find out where those are and help you find the specific findings of what has been documented. Oh, I like that word, depleted, Serena. Oh, thank you, Blast Scout. Options, good word. Hi, Tanya. Glad that you're here. Yay, Serena. Oh, good habits. Yes, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up again, Serena. I'm glad that you had a totally different, oh my gosh. Okay, I clicked and now things keep popping up. There we go. Went on a whole other tangent. I love that so much. I really, truly do. Okay. Let's do, because I like good habits, but then there's also a stigma attached, right? Because then there's a little bit of bullying that can happen when we try to start new good habits. So I'm looking for alternate words. Healthy habits is maybe a little bit better, but also maybe a little bit worse. I'm going to start tapping while we're thinking and talking. Let's see. Beneficial. How about that? Beneficial habits. I like that one. Yeah. Okay. Let's go for beneficial habits. So go ahead and just take a moment and consider if there are specifics that you've been working on. Even if you've got kind of a mixed feeling relationship with it, um, that's okay to bring that into here. Even though we're looking for beneficial habits, if you've got one that you would like to have, but you absolutely hate it right now, that's okay. Um, it doesn't have to be beneficial yet. That's what we're looking to see if we can create or gain a different perspective on to help it become what we need it to be. Okay. If you don't have something specific in mind, then you can choose like a general goal of, sure, I would love to have a beneficial habit of better socialization or of better sleep habits, of taking more frequent walks through the week. Something that you want to have more at the forefront of your brain to remember to do. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. Awesome. Okay. So lock in on that answer. And here we go. As I consider the ways in which I would love for my life to feel closer to my vision, my purpose, my desires. I allow myself to explore the possibility of taking action on a beneficial habit. And as I consider creating, maintaining, or increasing a beneficial habit for myself, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even if right now I have not mastered this and I don't know how to master this yet, I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. And no matter what my past or present has ever said, anything that I have thought or that other people have said to me related to this beneficial habit that I really want to incorporate, no matter what it used to be or even what it is currently. I choose right now to hold space for it to be what I want. And I deeply and completely accept myself. This beneficial habit, this beneficial habit for me, for my body, for my life, for my future, for my present, for my presence, for my enjoyment, for my support, for my strength, for my wisdom, for my connection. For my benefit. I wonder, how am I going to do all of that? Where do I start? Where do I start to create such a healthy foundation, such a positive, secure foundation for this beneficial habit? Well, maybe, first of all, do I believe that it really can be everything that I just mentioned? Yes. No. I don't know. Hmm. As I consider whether or not I believe that these are achievable with this beneficial habit, I deeply and completely accept myself. And I wonder, well, why wouldn't I? What's in my way? Maybe it's a belief, something that someone has said to me in the past. Maybe someone close to me, maybe something from a movie or just general society, and I have no idea where it came from. Like, oh, something seems too good to be true. It probably is. Don't be a fool. Anything worth getting, you got to work hard. Don't trust anyone. Hmm. It's a lot of negative input. It's a lot of negative input. Oh, wow. There's so much negative input about forward movement, about support. I wonder, is there any positive message? Are there any positive messages that I can apply that I already believe? That makes sense to connect to this beneficial habit that I'm making a home for. I'm making a home for and my home, my space, my body. Well, maybe like there's more good than bad in the world. Good people do exist. Trust your gut, because that could be either way, positive or negative, but sometimes that means trusting positive things, right? Believing in yourself. That's something a lot of people say. Good things do happen. Incredible things happen all the time. And with this beneficial habit, I do have good intentions. And maybe it would help the whole world. And maybe this one's meant just for me. But whether this beneficial habit is beneficial to the whole world or just for me, I allow that to be enough. I allow myself to be enough of a good reason for this beneficial habit to be successful. I allow myself to matter. I allow myself to be seen through my own eyes as one of those positives in life. I allow myself permission to receive this beneficial habit. And as I receive permission to be so successful, like ridiculously successful with this beneficial habit, I wonder, do I believe it's going to be easy? Do I believe it's going to be really hard? Hmm. Easy or hard? Easy or hard? I wonder. Do I believe it's possible for it to be easy and I get the max benefit from it? Can I believe that there are easy options, easier options, maybe? That this beneficial habit doesn't just have to be beneficial at the end. Maybe it's fantastic the whole time. Maybe the whole time I'm building this habit, I love it. Maybe I feel so good. And not just that I'm doing it, but I already see the benefit of it. I'm already receiving positive outcomes. And maybe as I make choices, I feel so good about it. And it makes me feel so confident and happy. And maybe I allow myself discernment to to notice if I'm being pushy, to notice if I'm being a bully, to notice, am I allowing myself to receive this benefit from love or from something else? Because maybe I'm done receiving benefits from something else. I don't want benefits anymore that grow in a heaping pile of anger or resentment or fear or shame. Yes, things can grow out of that you can shift that energy and change it into something. But maybe I don't want that anymore. Maybe I'm choosing a soil to plant this in that's already lovely, that's already beautiful and fun and supportive and easy and comforting and cheerful. And what if, as I build this beneficial habit, I allow that to be a priority? What if I make it a priority? Even if there are harder times where maybe sticking to my resolve is fine, but that it still feels good. And if it doesn't feel good, then I sit down and I have a meeting with myself and I say, hey, what are we growing in? What are we fertilizing with? What are we telling ourselves? Are we trying to create this beneficial habit from pain? Or do we want to shift it back to we're building it from positive places? And maybe I know how to do that. Maybe I have no idea. And in fact, maybe I'm not even sure that's possible. But whether or not I've ever done it this way before, I give myself permission to try it out now. Because maybe it won't work. Maybe it won't work and I can't. Maybe I can't do habits this way. But what if? But what if I can? What if I try it and it does work? What if I try it and it's the best thing ever? Maybe it's worth a little curiosity. Maybe it's worth a little bit of an attempt. This habit for my benefit, this habit for my benefit now, this habit that is always the benefit at the beginning, in the middle, at the end. And as I allow myself to figure out how to lay that foundation and walk on it and trust it, and build it and love it, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, pause tapping and take a deep breath. All right, take just a moment and notice when we first started tapping about that beneficial habit to where you feel about it now. Is there a difference? And were you sighing, crying, yawning, taking deep breaths? Did you get tired? Did you get excited? Were you having ideas? Do you just feel more free inside of your body? All of those are signs that your subconscious brain said, ooh, yep, that, I like that, is now building towards noticing that as you move forward, even though you're no longer tapping on it. And that's amazing. So good job. All right, we have enough time for a quick little closing tap. I'm going to see, I know that chat moved, so let's see what yes saying. Okay, better sleep habits. I don't, Pam, we don't have time to do better sleep habits tonight, but that's a great one. So maybe next week. Hi, Dr. Scott. Good to see you. Oh, and Dr. Scott's talking with you, Pam. Ooh, cried and released heat. That's awesome, Mary. Way to go. Zoom out this stronger. Yay. Just enough right at 5. All right. Love you, Black Scout. I'm glad you made it. Okay. For closing, let's talk about allowing. Sorry, processing in my brain. It's taking a few more seconds. Allowing things to unfold without having to continually put more and more and more and more and more into it. Let's go ahead and tap because it'll be just a few minutes and we might go a minute or two over, but it's a different way of building trust, right? And we have a certain amount of trust with our body already. We just don't realize it because it's always kind of been there, unless you've had a disruption with it, which can happen in medical conditions. But we trust that we're going to breathe. We're not constantly going, is it going to come? Is it going to come? Do I get to breathe? Or our heart beating, digesting. We're not worried, is my stomach going to empty? Is it going to turn into energy? Do my cells get to be fed? Because our bodies just kind of already know how to do that. But somewhere along the line, we learned that, things betray, people, they don't always behave the way we thought that they would. And so that doubt creeps in. And so we're just going to combat that a little bit with this closing tap. Okay. As this tap comes to a close, and I have done some work today, and I may feel that this tap was really good work. I may feel that this tap, I was here, so something happened, right? Whether or not this tap was incredible or pretty neutral for me, I give myself permission to trust that my brain knew my intentions, has heard me, and knows what to do next. I trust that my brain believes in my good intentions. I believe that my brain wants my good intentions. Just like my brain wants me to consciously move and eat and go to the bathroom and go to sleep in the ways that I govern. It wants me to coordinate and collaborate with it, just like I'm doing now, just like I do with tapping. It wants what I want, which is to feel better and for things to be better. And my subconscious brain does so much, and I don't have to think about it, like really at all. So I choose right now to trust that what I have done is what needed to be done. And it's good. I trust that it's good. And that it will continue to benefit me. And that my subconscious parts of my brain know what to do with it. They know how to apply it. I get to be better for it. And I allow myself to feel really good about that. I allow myself to feel confident in that. And I allow myself to feel peaceful and relieved and grateful for as long as I want, because I did this and I can keep doing this. And that's just really, really special. And as I acknowledge and recognize my efforts and the efforts that will continue through the other parts of my body, even as I move on with the rest of my day, I allow myself to feel so good about the fact that I did this. and I deeply and completely accept myself. Go ahead and pause and take a breath. Well done. Thank you so much for being here with me this week. Thank you for your suggestions and your support and chatting with each other. It's also meaningful and it's also beautiful and necessary. And the way that you show up is important. And even if you don't write anything in the chat, I want you to know that I still see you and I care for you and I appreciate you. And I'm so glad that you're here. I hope that you have a wonderful week. And I hope that I get to see you next Tuesday. But just in case I don't, know that there's always a recording that's posted to our channel as soon as the live is over. And I hope I get to see you whenever you're able to come back. But know that you're loved, you're thought of, you're cared for. And send me an email if you have questions. All right. Mwah. I'll see you soon.